because that seems to be who I attract. So I would say married. Empty nest or no kids. Dog or cat lover, is a runner or wants to be a runner, someone who's interested in that. Loves the outdoors, is a gardener, someone who probably is dealing with some kind of illness recovery, someone who's working, because it seems to be who I relate to, more of a loner / introvert type person, someone who's more isolated, not necessarily out in the country, but people who are like me, like I live kind of out of town. When I come home from work, I'm kind of isolated, so that kind of a person. Someone who suffers from social anxiety, someone who has a cleaning obsession and organizing obsession.
Not me.
I think you have to let go of that when you have kids.
Exactly.
That's why, because it just gets
you have to let go of it when you have a husband and a dog, but it doesn't stop me.
That's true. Dog hair.
This is a true story. When we got married, we actually had to go to a marriage counselor in the first year because of my crazy obsessive OCD with organizing.
The first year is always the hardest.
Until you add the kids in.
Oh yeah, well then. Then you're just like roommates after the kids come.
Yeah, I didn't see. I was bad though. I wouldn't even let him fold the laundry. I had to fold it right and organize
Oh my
right.
gosh.
Yeah. I don't do that anymore. I don't do that. Someone who likes biking, camping, fly fishing. Someone who likes shopping and nice clothes, because I do like that aside from all my awful work clothes. Someone who loves shoes and perfume. I love shoes and perfume. Someone who
I have not seen a post about your shoes, Michelle.
Well, I better do that. Really?
You better do that.
That's a big post.
But I like athletic shoes. I like not necessarily like fancy shoes, but I got shoes. I haven't seen it because I have done it. But
I have like 160 pairs of shoes.
Oh,
I probably have that many.
good Lord.
And they're all organized in boxes with pictures of the shoes on the front of the box.
Well, I went live about a month ago talking about all my different athletic shoes, and you wouldn't believe how many people were crabby about it.
Yeah.
They were like, I just have one pair. And I'm just like, well, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie.
Carrie.
And someone who likes wine. And someone who's not necessarily.
Sorry.
I took that one off for a specific reason.
Yeah, I don't want to sell it. I just want to drink it. Anyways, and someone who is previously fit and who's looking for, who wants to get back and be fit again. That's my list. That's what I got so far.
All right. I like that. Everybody like that? Any ideas? Any suggestions?
I think the marriage counseling thing would be a big vulnerability / reaching people topic, because I think it's still maybe a little taboo for some people, or they don't want to talk about it, Yeah. So depending on how, that would really help someone get to know you and, trust you. However much you want to talk about it.
I don't care. No, I don't mind to talk about it. It's true. It happened.
I would also say on the illness one, I would dial that in a little bit, because that's such a vague, when you say illness, right. I would make it a little bit more dialed in.
Right. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I've had I was off twice in 5 years. 2 different illnesses. Well, one was an injury, one was an illness. So yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
I just made a vague list, so I should see
specific you can get.
Yeah. Yeah. Because actually mine's a good one, because initially it had a lot to do with digestive issues, right? So.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, I have not listened to any of the live videos in the group recently, just because there's too much that goes on in that group. I can't follow it all because I don't have enough time. But did you see them slamming Josh Coates. Do you guys know who Josh Coates is?
It sounds
And
familiar.
he talked about the likes page, and they just slammed him. I was like, oh, poor Josh.
Yeah, because he told everybody they should post on their personal page. And
I know.
yeah.
Josh. I credit Josh for getting me into John Maxwell. That's about all I credit him for, because I paid for his trainings before and I didn't really get that much out of it.
He talks too long. When he talks, I have to turn him off.
Oh my gosh, he can talk.
I have to turn him off.
About himself.
Oh gosh.
You know, Mindy Wender often has him like as a guest on her calls.
And that's your upline?
Well, she's part of like somehow in there. Hey, isn't she Carrie somehow? I don't know. I know I'm part of her group, and she will have him on some of her things, and he just goes on for like an hour or more.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really long-winded. But
Who are you?
That he's a peacock. He likes to talk.
He does. Like the first time I saw him, I thought, okay, and then every time she does one of those big push things, she brings him out, and I can't do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know him. I'm looking on his page right now. I'm not familiar with him. Probably not
He's fine. He's done really great for himself, listening to John Maxwell and being a motivational coach. I mean, he's making a lot of money now, where, you know, he worked hard for 2 years. I think it took him almost to the end of 2 years to start making money doing what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And now he makes a ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just thought that was funny. Anyway, Michelle, let me think. What else? You post about your dog a lot. You do post about outdoors. You like to go outside hiking.
Yeah. She loves her food posts.
Yeah.
Oh,
you always have really good pictures of your food.
Oh, thanks.
I think you should show off that gorgeous kitchen more.
Yeah, I probably should. It's kind of messy today. I should show it off messy.
Yeah.
Messy as in the napkins aren't folded right?
It's messy, see? It's messy.
That's a nice kitchen.
It's
She has
messy.
like an amazing kitchen. I think
guess.
you should show that off more.
Okay, I will.
But you said you were getting good engagement, right?
I do, though, like, because you know what? The thing is, a lot of the people on my page were there before I ever started this. So they were following my meal prep, so they just have stayed.
Okay.
And I'm also getting, lately, I'm getting a lot of organic likes. It's weird. And and people following me, like my followers, I'm getting, my followers are increasing, not so much my likes, but followers. It's really weird. I actually have more followers right now than likes.
I have more followers than likes too. I'm not a ton more, but I do have.
But it's weird because they've been creeping up. And so I'm just like, who are those people?
I like when you take your picture and you throw on some words. Looks good.
Okay.
I always get stuck with that because I don't feel like I have the time to do it, you know.
I do it on my phone a lot. I'm just really fast at it now.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just am really quick with the pictures. I find them really easy to get up. And I take a lot of pictures. I take a lot. So that later on, like if I'm looking for something to post, I will have something in my camera roll that I can talk about.
Yeah.
I still feel kind of ridiculous in public pausing to take a selfie, though, I have to say.
Yeah, I do too.
I think there's so many people out there that do it, though, that it's like, even that aren't coaches that just do it.
I want to be like, excuse me, I'm doing this for my business. It's not because I like to see myself.
So I guess, Amanda, carrying a selfie stick around with you is not a good idea.
I have one, but I don't take it out.
You're ahead of me. I don't even have one.
I got like 3 of them. I'll let you borrow them. When I'm at Summit, I'll have one like in my back pocket the whole trip.
Yeah, I'll be bringing my tripods. I'll be bringing my little Illuminate. Yeah, it's all coming.
Michelle, what did you drop on the floor? Chocolate Shaco all over the floor?
That was Chad. He did it.
That was awesome. I love that picture, though. That's good.
And he, oh my gosh, a whole fight broke out about that. Because I seen him start to move it, and I was like, what are you doing? And he's just like, what do you mean? And yeah, you know, the whole
I love it. All right. So who wants to go next? Katrina, you're very, very organized, prepared, right?
I did. I went last week. I just posted.
Oh, that's right. You just posted your thing. That's right. You're right.
So, Connie, that means it's your turn.
All right.
Exactly.
I'm ready. Okay. So hold on. You cannot minimize Zoom when you're recording. Okay. So I will put this over here, and then I will talk. So my avatar, I don't have a name for her or a picture of her, but she's female. She's age 40 and above. Her motto is life is a party. She lives completely in the moment and loves to entertain, make jokes, and be funny.
I would expand that lives in the moment to she lives in the moment or wishes she could live in the moment or wants to, or that's like her goal. Do you know what I mean? Because I think that you would, I have a bug in here. I think that you would reach even more people that want to be like that. Cause you know, there's people that want to be like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I would also, when you're crafting your post or whatever, and you're talking about that living in the moment, you could talk to those people that also want to be like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
I think that's a goal for some people to like stop worrying about the future, stop worrying about the past, and focus on, you know.
Now, right now. Yeah. Okay, good. I wrote it down. All right. My avatar is generous, patient, and thoughtful. My avatar loves technology and likes to help those less fortunate. Takes everything lightheartedly. Is not afraid to dream big. And my avatar is afraid of setting goals, even though she knows they are the only way to be successful. The question is, why is she afraid of setting goals? So I've said this before. Personally, I'm not scared of failing. I'm scared of succeeding. And I guess you can take that anyway. I mean, I guess you could work the terminology around, but I'm afraid of succeeding. So I tend to personally not set goals because I'm afraid. I mean, I guess there's a point of being afraid of not meeting the goals. But I guess I'm not really afraid of not meeting the goals because I let the goals go by me. But I think I'm more scared about being successful because I think once you become successful, you can never turn back. You know? Once you are all in, you're all in. There's no turning back. There's no going back to relaxing. I think you have to be all in. But that's just my mentality because that's my high, strong energy, right? So my avatar also makes enjoyment the bottom line. And that shows.
What does that mean? I don't understand what you mean by that.
Making enjoyment the bottom line. In other words, enjoying life and wanting to be happy. I to be honest with you, I'm not really keen on Debbie Downers. I will pretty much try to go the other way. I want to be generous and I want to help the less fortunate, but I also want people to understand that they need to look at the positive side of things and not the negative side of things. So I guess making enjoyment the bottom line is taking whatever it is you're doing and finding enjoyment in it, taking it up and not down. You know what I mean?
And is that something that you've learned as you've gotten older or and just adopted because you used to be the opposite? Do you know what I mean? Or Do you feel like you've always been that way, or what made you that way?
I'm a very, I feel I'm a very positive, uplifting person, you know, based on my craziness and, you know, hi, it's Connie Canatano here, blah, 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 you know. My father was that way. My father was a jokester, laughed all the time.
And you
always
admired,
yes.
and you admired him. You admired that in him.
And the glass was always half full, not half empty with him. Right. So now I have the complete opposite with my mom right now. She's Debbie Downer every day. The first thing that she says to me when I call her is negative every day. And I'm constantly trying to spin her words, spin her mentality to positive, to positive, to positive, to say to her, okay, so it's raining all day, Mom. It's been raining for the last 4 days, but that's okay because we need the water. You know, I'm trying to spin it positively. But I don't think I've really experienced the crappy side of life either. So to your point, Amanda, I've never been on the balls of my ass. I've been extremely, extremely fortunate in my life. So can I empathize with people who have had such a bad go at life that they figure that there is no positive? No, I really can't.
No, that's not true. You can't sympathize with them.
Yeah.
Correct.
Empathize is totally different.
Right.
You can't sympathize with them because you haven't been through it, but you can empathize with how they're feeling.
Yeah.
You know, there's a difference, and I've listened to a lot of Zig Ziglar actually.
Yeah.
And was it Zig Ziglar? I think it was. One of his things is you should not sympathize with your clients or the people that you're trying to sell to. You need to have empathy so that they know that you care. But when you sympathize with them, like he gives an example of how he went to this person's house to sell whatever he was selling. I can't even remember. And the guy told him straight out, he's like, I have the money right here. This is for, it was in the South somewhere, indoor plumbing for our house. I promised my wife for 20 years I was going to get indoor plumbing. And he remembered when he was a kid what it was like not to have indoor plumbing. So he was like, okay, I'm so sorry, you know, whatever. Totally sympathized with him. The next day he runs into the guy's sister in town and says, my brother is so mad at you. And he's like, why? And she's like, because he had that money there. He wanted to buy your product with that money he had. He wanted you to convince him, not convince him, but to talk to him so he could buy it. And he said, because I sympathized with that man and I went through the same thing, I remember feeling that way. So I didn't want to feel pushy. But the fact was the guy really wanted to buy it from him, and his sympathy kept him from recognizing that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That could be a good thing, that you can't sympathize with those people, but you can always empathize with someone.
Right.
I love Zig Ziglar. If you haven't listened to anything of his.
Oh yeah, I have.
He's a really great salesperson.
Well, and I think for me, what I went through with my father passing away and realizing truly, really getting to the bottom of the reason why he died was because he put food before his health and he put his food before his family.
I have never heard you talk about that. That is what you need to be talking about in your life.
On my page? Yeah.
Yes, that is what you need to be talking about. You know, your workouts are fine. You know, you have
food
your
is fine,
crafty music, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's what you need to be talking about, because that's the whole reason you're doing this.
Yeah.
Like, people don't know really why you're doing this unless you tell them.
That's true.
And that's a huge thing for you.
That's true.
And how many people have watched their loved ones die because they made unhealthy choices?
Yes. And it's, you know what, I almost hate to say it. I said to my mom, I said in front of my mom to somebody else, I didn't want to offend my mom by making that comment because my mom was the one that fed my father, right? My mom was the one that cooked the dinners and took care of my dad. I didn't want to disrespect my mom. But my dad would always say, oh, I don't care. I just want to live my life today and enjoy it today and eat what I want to eat and be happy. Okay, fine.
But that's a great post, Connie, right there.
Yeah.
That's a great post.
Yeah, okay. All right, got it.
I think a lot of people can use that as an excuse, though, because eating is so much more emotional than people give it credit for.
Yeah.
I think people totally ignore the psychological aspects of overeating or eating crappy, and just, it's so much more than how it makes you feel physically, I think. There's a huge mental component to that.
Yeah.
And maybe that's something you could explore, like, why did my dad feel like this was the best thing in life, or that's why he wanted to experience this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why did he feel that way? Did he have a rough childhood? Were they, always hungry when he was younger?
Yeah.
Did people use food as punishment?
Yeah. I really don't know. I just know that he was raised on home cooking, But anyway, so what I want to try to show, my avatar is a person that feels that they have hit rock bottom and they don't know how to change their mindset. They don't understand that their mind is everything and their mind controls their body. It's just, and it has nothing to do with motivation. I'm not using that word motivation. I'm using the word inspiration, right? Because I want to inspire people to make the right decisions. And I'm going to be honest with you. If I had somebody say to me, Connie, I want to sign up with Beachbody On Demand, but I can't afford the shakes, I don't necessarily know if I would try to sell on the shakes. I might say, that's okay. I'm okay with that. As long as you're working out and you're eating the plan, you're doing something, right? It's the first step of it.
I don't force people to buy Shakeology or tell them that they have to. I tell them what a great product it is, but if they I have a few people who are on Beachbody On Demand that don't drink Shakeology.
Yeah.
I have quite a few like that. So.
That I've had sent samples to, and that say they like it, but they still don't want to buy it.
And then, a lot of them, for me, a lot of them have come and eventually bought it, right? And some of them have become coaches, so you never know.
Yeah. My avatar is not obsessed with money or material things. My avatar wants to pay off debt and not be controlled by credit scores and debt collectors. And my avatar is driven by recognition. In other words, my avatar wants a pat on the back and wants to be told that you did the right thing. Good job. Good going. And then and there's a lot of my avatar. I mean, there's a lot in here. Because I put a lot on here. I just basically brainstormed it. But the bottom line is, my avatar wants to have a good time and wants to live life to the fullest, but maybe is stuck in their head. They don't feel like they can do it. They're too busy at home. They're too busy at work. They hate to work out, but they love the way it feels, right? They struggle with healthy food because I can't figure out what healthy food is good, right? So they keep going back to the crappy foods because they say, oh, healthy food's got to be boring, right? So these are all things that I feel that my avatar has.
Is that because you feel that way?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
You don't know? So here's a suggestion of some live videos you can do. Because I do this in my challenge groups. I post a recipe of the week, like for all of us to try. Like, this is my recipe, or ask people for suggestions. What do you want to try? And then we can all give feedback, but you could pick, I don't know, twice a month or 3 times a month, however often you can do it, a new healthy recipe, and do a live video about it, of like you cooking it and you making it, and like give a review, because you already said that's hard for you. So that would be providing value to the other people that that particular thing is hard for.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And you would be cooking anyway, so it wouldn't be like it was that much extra. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You would cook anyway, so you could do a live video on that.
Well, and I just this week ordered on Amazon one of those short tripods with the little legs that bends, because I don't have a big kitchen, a very small kitchen, and I have a hard time with the whole tripod thing. And how do I pose the camera when I'm trying to cook? So you're right, because I'm thinking to myself, I'm doing live videos and I'm talking about what I'm eating in this competition, but people aren't going to relate to that food because it's
Not
too
unless
clean.
they're in a competition.
It's too clean and it's too strict.
Yeah.
So they're like, good job, Connie, but it's really not getting them to move to eat healthy. So.
Well, I don't know. I'm like way behind on my national wake up calls, and I was listening to some this morning, but the one that they had Leandro Cavallo on or whatever,
Okay.
and the lady who developed the UV2, they were talking about how the meal plan was for the first week, add Shakeology. For the second week, drink Shakeology and add a healthy breakfast. For the third week, drink Shakeology, add a healthy breakfast, add a healthy lunch. And then the fourth week was breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which I think for easing a lot of people in that have a problem with diet, I think that's a really good way to do it, because then it's not so overwhelming.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate that into some of my stuff. I don't know how to do it yet, but I'm maybe in my challenge group, because I have a few newer challengers. We'll see.
Okay. All right. So that's me. That's my avatar. Who else wants to go next?
I'm very focused on clean eating. I will suggest that, just change out one meal that you're comfortable with changing out.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, I tell them when they go to the grocery store next, buy 2 or 3 new clean products to replace not clean products. And each time you go to the store, you buy 2 or 3 more. And within a couple months, your pantry is completely made over. It doesn't really matter what you eat if you're not, like some people, it's overwhelming to even use the 21-day fix containers. They don't totally understand it, or they don't feel like they've got the time or patience to.
Mm-hmm.
If they're at least eating clean food, then it's better than eating the junk food, right? Even if it's not in the right portions or the right amounts of different nutrient groups. So, and they lose weight that way because they're cutting out all the crap.
And do you give them a list of the replacements, like what they can replace with certain things in their pantry?
I don't have a list per se, but I always go through my pantry and show them exactly what's in there, and I talk about different brands. I encourage them to take pictures of the food ingredient lists, and then I tell them whether it's clean or not, and I suggest, for that particular item, replacement options.
That's good.
Because I'm thinking, when you say that, I'm like, because I was super overwhelmed with the 21-day fix at the beginning, but I was determined to make it work. I understand that not everyone is like that. I literally took the book and was like, okay, red container, okay, chicken. I'm just having chicken, and do you know what I mean? Like, that's how I had to start. Because I feel like if someone just told me, replace your unhealthy ingredients with healthy ingredients, I would be like, I don't even know what a healthier version of that.
Oh yeah, no, and I walk them through all that. I always try and push them towards doing the containers, because that's the right way to do it. But when you start getting that kind of resistance, then you got to, come up with something different. And not even that, you can have people doing the containers and they're still eating crap because they're eating pasta, but they're eating the crappy chemical-filled pasta.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yes, they would still lose weight, but if their goal is actually health related, then chemicals aren't going to do it. So, yeah, I've worked at a lot of different angles, and I've had groups that are focused specifically on learning the fundamentals where I actually teach them all of that.
Carrie, that reminds me, did you get the chance to talk to that girl that I hooked you up with?
I sent her a message,
but she never,
but she hasn't responded.
All right. She just posted a blanket question about the thyroid. She had a customer, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you were the first one I thought about. So anyway. Oh, well, there's all kinds of great ideas. I wrote a bunch of stuff down. Thanks, Carrie. So Tina just joined us. Hi, Tina.
Hi, Tina. Hi. I must apologize. For some reason, I had it in my head that it was 8 o'clock my time.
That's okay. No worries. We're still on. Do you want to go over your avatar?
Okay. I did it really late last night. Had to go through the module because I hadn't done it for a while. So I had to go back and I found the module and had a chance to do it last night. So I kind of did it. Basically, my avatar is, she's almost like an empty nester, right? She's a wife and she's a mom, but her kids are older. She still leads a busy life because, when kids are gone, somehow you still manage to fill those times with things. Yeah. But she still likes, using a calendar and staying organized because staying connected with family and friends is really important. Okay. So she is more of an outdoors person. She's not a city person. She loves being outdoors. She loves being in nature, sound of water. She likes camping, all that physical things. Okay. And her idea of a great night is to sit by the bonfire with friends and maybe a glass of wine, as opposed to, going to a bar or, like loud, noisy crowd things. She likes kind of like the quiet, stay-at-home friend things. Not fond of big crowds. She just kind of likes to be in like smaller groups, kind of an introvert, extrovert kind of thing. She's comfortable with her own company. But she still likes spending time with people. She likes to try things so that she pushes outside of her comfort zone. She's trying to challenge herself to learn new things, to grow, and to add excitement and to live her life to the fullest. She doesn't want to live her life by somebody else's standards or have to live by somebody else's rules. She wants to figure out how to sort of do it on her own and, do the life of her choosing so that when she gets to the end, she never looks back and says, geez, I wish I tried this, or, what ifs. She likes the high energy workouts, but she still also likes the stretching and the meditation and things that will help her stay calm and stay grounded. She can go either way. She either likes being dressing up and be the girly, but she's also still comfortable in just yoga pants or hair thrown up in a bun or something and no makeup, because she feels confident in who she is. Okay. What motivates her is the desire to help empower others to be the best that they can, to help boost their self-esteem, to help them realize that this is their life to live and nobody has the right to tell them what they can and cannot do. And they should not be living their life based on fear of what other people are going to think or say, because there's always going to be people out there that aren't going to like you or not going to jive with you. Then at the end of the day, those aren't the people you want to hang with anyways. Right. I want to, she wants to be encouraged by, sticking with like-minded people and keep positivity around her, because she wants to distance herself from drama. By the same token, she wants to be very loud and proud about her optimism and her enthusiasm and her positivity, so that she can eventually drown out the drama and maybe shift those people into realizing, you know what, that doesn't necessarily have to be the way that you are.
Yeah.
And why does she feel that way? What are the roots of that? That is because that's a good idea in a lot of people's heads, but they don't know how to connect the dots, how to get to that point. So when you tell me that about your avatar, which I assume is you're talking about yourself,
Mm-hmm.
what led to that? I don't want to care what other people think or live by anyone else's standards because it made me unhappy, it made me uncomfortable. Like, why? What is the basis for that? Because you're going to be talking to people that aren't there yet, that want to be there. So how did you do it? How did you get there? Where were you? And what did you do to get to, that state of mind or whatnot? Do you know what I mean?
I was very much a people pleaser, and I just wanted to be liked. And I would do whatever it took to be liked. And if someone didn't like me, it really hurt me. And I was that person when growing up. I didn't have a lot of friends, but I always believed that, your friends, you can have a gazillion acquaintances, but friends are those people that you can call at 2:00 in the morning, you need somebody. As for getting to the place where I'm more confident in who I am and I don't care what people think, that's kind of a tough one, because a lot of it was since becoming a coach and surrounding myself with more like-minded people. So what I ended up doing is sort of changing and shifting my circle of influence. And in order to do that came from reading a lot of personal development and listening to a lot of personal development. I'm a huge reader. I love the podcasts. I listened to Gary Vaynerchuk, and it's funny because when I first started listening to him, I had him on the podcast, and I lasted about 2 weeks. I'm like, I can't listen to this guy. He's driving me nuts. He's just arrogant. He's just blah.
Jammers.
And then I started listening to it again. It's like, wow, yeah, no, it's just, he's harsh. He tells it like it is. I love that outlook, and that's really the only way that I got there, was finding things. And for me, my big thing was just changing my circle of influence, changing the people that I hung around with. And again, a lot of that was personal development. They say that you take on the traits of the 5 closest people that you hang out with. And I had realized that the 5 closest people that I hung out with were very negative and very toxic. And one, unfortunately, was a very long-term best friend of mine. And I had to back away from her. And it's been a while. It's been about a year since I've actually heard from her. And I told my other friend I'd actually heard from her out of the blue the other day, and she wanted to get together. But it's sort of, you just had to distance yourself from that. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of that comes with just age. I'm watching my son go through it right now. He's 20, and he cares so much about what people think, and it breaks my heart to see that, because I find
that's a good thing to talk about too.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
I started on that, and I struggle with that, because there's a lot in my story with that, and what my son struggles with, because he never finished high school because he just didn't fit that mold of school. And so then he has struggled in life, and he's made some poor decisions, and he's struggled with some bad issues. He got into drugs. I've had to bring him home twice, and we've had to kick him out again. And I struggle with that, because I know that there's people out there that I can connect with that. But it's also, I don't want to put my family stuff out there.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's fair. It's not fair to him, and it's not fair to the others in the family. So it's kind of, yeah.
But you just told me, and I'm not saying you want to be malicious about it or do anything with ill intent to hurt. You just told me you don't care what other people think. Like you got to that place where you want to be fine with how other people think. And I'm not talking specifically about the, you know, drug issues or whatever, but you know, how would you have felt if, and someone you knew, and then I would say maybe don't post specifically about it like in public, but when you start talking to people that are kind of in the same situation one-on-one, go a little bit deeper, because wouldn't you have liked someone when you were actually in the thick of it to talk to you and be like, I've been there, I know what you're going through, this is how I got through it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's always nice when someone else says like, I know what you're going through. And I think that's why it's so important for women that are older to mentor younger women, because like, you know, it's hard to be there and to go through that. And then you're just sitting there like, I have no idea what's going to happen. You know, what am I going to do? And like all that emotional, you know, turmoil type stuff, you know, and ultimately it's your decision how personal you want to get. But I feel like almost you're doing your followers a disservice.
An injustice.
Even if one-on-one you don't talk to them about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I do. I have with someone one-on-one. I have done that like in the back, sort of in the private messages. I have connected with some people that way where, you know, they've kind of they're going through what I have gone through. So I've been able to do that.
Tina, are all your family on your like page? I'm asking because I have a similar type of issue that I actually now post about. And I just, you know what I did is I actually just blocked all those family members from my like page. I seriously did. Because there's nothing, like they can see it, but they can't react to it, right? Because it is what it is. It's my truth. And if they don't want to look at it, they don't have to come on there.
Plus, if they're not buying now, it's not like you're trying to market to those people anyway. So blocking them from your likes page wouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah, I like what I did was if anybody posted, like I put a post up a while ago about, and it had nothing to do, the irony of it was it really had absolutely nothing to do with the people in my family, but this tells you how they feel about themselves. I put a post up just about how, you know, some people, like you just dread being around them, and, you know, they're that person sometimes at a party or at the dinner table or whatever, right? They're at work. And they just bring you down every time. And all of a sudden, you know, all the negative people in my family assumed that was automatically about them. It really had nothing to do with them in that situation. And I was just, you know what? Delete and ban the comments. Delete and ban them. And I just explained to them, you know what? This is my business page. If you're not interested in supporting me and you don't want to be on there, then don't. It's okay with me. But I'm still going to speak my truth.
Yeah. And you don't have to use people's names when you're talking about that, Tina. You just talk about the experience in general, just like she said.
Yeah. So like I have stuff about my mom all the time because she's crazy. I'll just tell you that flat out. Anyway, so when I post stuff about her, I don't specifically say her, but I just say, you know what, this happened. Do you ever feel like this or like that? And people relate to the emotions that you're feeling. Right. And so if you were going to talk about, say, like, and if you're going to talk, like I could talk about mental illness, say, right. And just not mention any names. And she could see what's on my like page if she chose. I've toyed with actually changing the actual name of my like page so that it's not so simple for them to find it, because now it's my name. And I know some coaches, this has come up in the STB group, where one coach, he's talked about actually just starting a whole new page so that the people that so he'll feel more comfortable to talk about what's going on and not allow, like, those people just wouldn't find it, right? Like his family and friends would just go a different direction. Or you could change the name.
Yeah. Right now I only have, because I have a very small family. I have like a brother and sister. Neither of them follow me anywhere on Facebook. And it's my dad's wife, Irene, and she and I are really close. but I mean, when I first started my like page, I had to deal with my dad, who never goes on social media because he is adamant against it, because he's done all these workshops about how, that's where pedophiles hang out and a whole bit. And when I first started doing live videos, I got this great big long email from him saying, I love you and what you're doing is great, but here's what I found from listening to your thing. You live in the country, it's really dark, you're out of the country, and you're by yourself, and so you're the victim, and so if someone wants to find you, they can. I'm like, oh really, we're going there. Okay. As if one, I'm very careful about never posting the fact that my husband travels, so that I'm out here by myself. And really, if some lunatic is going to Google and find me, he's going to Google and find me whether he's got Facebook or not.
Exactly.
Yeah. So and that's sort of how I approached that one. But I like the idea of posting because I've had some similar things with my mom too. And again, it was like I struggled with how to put that out there, right? Without being disrespectful, because yes, there's a part of me that doesn't care what people think, but there's still a part of me who I care about their feelings.
Yeah,
I guess now gone. She passed away, so she never followed me on Facebook anyway. She never did anything with Facebook. But I think I definitely need to bring more into that, because I know in my history I'm sure there's a lot of people that I could probably help.
You could. I mean, like, I actually, just this week, my mother was trying to get back on my Facebook. She phoned me and she's like, oh, is there any way I can come back on your Facebook? I'm like, absolutely not.
That's awesome.
I told her, I said, and she's like, well, why not? I said, because, I set boundaries and you clearly couldn't follow them. And that's just it, that you close that door.
Wow.
It's funny. I wish my mom would follow me on Facebook, but she's just not computer literate enough to pay attention.
I'll get my mom to follow you, Connie. She'll follow you.
I'll drive her nuts. Listen, Tina, I just wanted to let you know that I apologize. I wasn't following your page, your like page, and I just did. And you have a ton of awesome content.
Thank you.
I was going to say to you originally, when you started talking about working, that you like to go outside, I was going to say to you, well, why don't you work outside, right? And then I saw that you've done that a couple times, so that's good. You're taking pictures. I think your content is amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, you're constantly posting. You're definitely doing better than I am. I know that. I can't really speak about anybody else, but
it's not a comparison game.
No.
No, I'm not comparing to you guys. I'm just comparing to me. But she's got crazy looks on her face. She's got words on her pictures. I mean, you're there. I think we're back to that point of what is it that gets the engagement? Because you're right.
Yeah.
There's not much engagement, right?
No. I'm slowly been getting more, and as I say, it's kind of like been that shift in my like page, whereas like I had it when I first started the training, and then I just sort of got away from it. I went back to my personal page, and then I've kind of gone back to my like page. So I'm trying to focus more on that. I'm trying to, as they almost say, make your like page almost like your blog.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to stay there. I'm trying to stay visual, and especially like when we go to the lake, like on the weekends, I will make sure that I do posts and schedule them so that I still have presence, because sometimes at the lake the internet is not good.
Yeah.
And sometimes the internet here is not great. So I'm working on that. But I mean, honestly, the reason I'm there is I'm trying to bust my ass, because I only have until November to prove that I can make an income from this. Otherwise, I go back to corporate, and I do not want to go back to corporate. I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm loving this.
I think you're on the right path. I think based on what the other girls were saying, we talked about is trying to find that right customer, right? To find that audience.
Yeah. And right now I'm also those likes that I have, the people that I have following, those are the people who have been following me since I first got the like page 3 years ago. Because I've been making myself wait for module 3 training so that I could do the like, because I'm like, I want to increase like the
Thousands, I
visual
know.
on my page, but I want to make sure that I'm doing the training properly and at the speed at which he's putting them out. So, and I saw module 3 has gone out, so I will be starting that. And then hopefully then, yeah, my audience will shift, because every once in a while I've noticed I will get interaction and I'll get comments, people I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I think that just like Amanda keeps trying to pull out of us, I think Amanda does really good at that.
Oh,
I think you do really good at asking questions, believe it or not. And I think what she's trying to get us to understand is we have to be vulnerable on our page.
Well, and I'm the worst person about that, because I'm like, what do I have to be vulnerable about?
Yeah, and I do the same thing, but then we have this conversation, and then you guys say to me, oh, well, then why aren't you talking about your dad and his health issues? And I'm thinking, well, who cares about that, right? That's my dad. But you see, that's what people connect to that. So I think you got to figure out a way, Tina, even if you sprinkle in a little bit here and there, and then you feel more confident you're doing it, and then you build on it from there. I think that's how you get it.
And then if you don't want to be super specific, but you want to allude to something, you could like write it out and then have your son read it and see if he has any reaction to it before you post it. Do you know what I mean? Like there's ways to like, or even just someone who doesn't know anything about the situation, read a post and see how it reads to them, you know, because people reading this don't know you. Right. So, you know, the way that you're writing it, it might mean something to you and might read totally different to someone else.
Yeah.
right.
And you can always bounce ideas off us. I mean, that's why we're all here, right? It's to help each other. So, all right, good. Good job,
I'm so
Tina.
excited to meet you guys all in person in like a month.
I know.
A month. Oh my goodness.
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Kiri, did you want to go over your avatar?
Sure. As my children are yelling at me from the pool.
I love it.
Tell you what.
If they're yelling, they're not drowning. So, you know.
That's why I keep looking over here. I'm watching them in the pool.
Positive.
They're good swimmers.
I like that.
They're good swimmers. They're just annoying the hell out of me right now. So
I love it. That's what kids do.
Anyway, so my person is 35 to 55, a mom, a clean eater, ideally here in the Valley of Arizona, or from Ohio, because I can really relate to people in Ohio.
There's a valley in Arizona?
Yes.
I did not know that.
We are the Valley of the Sun.
Huh.
It's a very wide valley.
I did not know that.
A very, very wide valley.
Love it.
So this person enjoys vacationing and traveling, whether it's with her girlfriends or her family. Wants to do something.
I saw your trip.
Yeah. So girls' weekends are always fun, right? So and just simply enjoys socializing. No drama, like we're talking about, right? Wants to get away from that, tries to avoid the drama. Somebody who likes college football, even better if they're Ohio State fans.
I'm from Ohio.
But I can talk to anybody about college football. Any girls anyway. Guys, not as much. As my husband walks through the door.
I have to agree, other than the fact it's got to be the Spartans. Sorry.
Oh. Hey, Big Ten fan. I'm all over that, man. So wine and music are definitely a part of her life. That's what helps her kick back and relax and enjoy her time. likes to work hard and play harder. Someone who is focused on the healthy living for her and her family. Her health and her family's health trumps money, right? They understand that there's value in taking care of themselves and their families. A yoga pant wearing, loving person.
Amen, Sister Fran.
Have you seen that YouTube video about the yoga pants?
Yes.
Where the girls are wearing the yoga pants everywhere. Everybody's wearing them. It's hilarious. Oh my God,
yes,
it's hysterical.
I have seen that. Slade, I know there's ants out there. Daddy just got home. Talk to Daddy.
There's ants outside.
They thought one was a scorpion earlier, so I had to go check. It was ants carrying a little baby spider.
Oh, wow.
So, anyway, somebody who just absolutely loves the warm weather. I cannot relate with you Canadians. Cannot relate with you guys at all. Love you dearly. Cannot relate.
No. Holy
We're
crap.
just hardy.
I don't like winter. No.
So whether they live in the warmth or they love to go to the warmth to visit, right? Personal growth always being a priority, always wanting to develop herself. Whether it's health and fitness related doesn't matter to me, just as long as they're really focused on growing as a person and becoming a better person and owning up to their errors and mistakes in life, right?
Do you post a lot about that? Because I can't recall you posting about personal development.
You know what? The reason why you can't recall that is because I have actually gotten way off track because I've been so busy with everything. May is my month from hell.
Okay.
And if something's going to go, it's going to be my reading, unfortunately. Okay. I was doing a lot of personal development earlier in the year because I was really diving into my thyroid groups and reading about that and all that kind of stuff. So I spent hours and hours and hours doing that every week. And then May hit and I said, something's got to give. So I was actually thinking about that this morning. I need to, because I'm going on vacation next week, won't be on this call. After vacation next week, I'm getting a book and it's getting back on because I do a lot of my posts. Generally, I do a lot of my posts based off of what I read in my personal development. And there have been books where I can't get through a paragraph and I'm writing 5 paragraphs. Or I'm getting on live and I'm talking about it, right? So, yes. Good
observation.
Good observation, yes. Someone who loves to cuddle with her kids. I can relate more to boys, so ideally they have boys, but I like the girls too. They're so cute. They're so sweet. Somebody who loves to do home projects. I'm a huge DIY person. So,
Katrina, are you okay?
I'm reading Fixer Upper book right now. I love it.
Yeah.
Hopefully that was Katrina's phone, not just Katrina that fell.
No.
I'm about to embark on installing my kitchen backsplash in the next couple months. I've done it before. I did it at another house, and we're working on it. So I need to start gearing up those posts. I actually made a post about my Italian backsplash tile coming in the other day.
Ooh,
somebody who loves to be bare.
Of you do a live video of you putting a section up.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. It won't be until probably November though, because I got to get my mom back out here. So, but yes, somebody who loves being barefoot kind of goes along with those yoga pants, right?
Yep.
Who's got a positive outlook or wants to have and is actually working towards having one. They don't have to have it. I didn't have it when I started, right? I worked really hard. That goes along with that personal development being a priority. But I just if somebody comes to me and they have a negative attitude about something, I won't respond. It'll be days before I can muster up the energy to respond to somebody with a negative attitude.
Yeah.
So definitely needs to have that positive outlook. Whether or not they believe it, they want to own it, right? They want it, so they're trying. And then somebody who's
How did you get out of that negative outlook? By personal development, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
And I have talked about that quite a bit as I go through my personal development about having that positive outlook. I've done live videos on how it can be really hard to change the mindset and given examples about, don't say this, say it like this and see how you feel, right? So,
So here's what I've noticed about your posts. They're very focused, and I'm not saying this is wrong, but it's harder for me to relate to them. They're very focused outward, like you said, telling them, say this instead of this, do this instead of this. I would I think it would be more relatable for me to relate to you and get to know you if you were like, this is how I was, and this is how I was feeling about that, and these are the steps that I went through, and it wasn't easy, it was hard, and I did a lot of work, and this is what I'm feeling now because I did this. So I feel like saying it that way makes you more relatable than, because like for me, coming from a medical background, if someone's trying to tell me something about medicine, like I want to know their credentials. Like I want to know why they are educated enough to tell me something. If they turn it around and say, this is what I went through, this is how I felt, and this is what, that's much easier for me to take and relate to than someone telling me this is how you should do it.
This is the book. This is the book way, right?
Because I really like teaching, and I that's one of the things that I'm trying to focus on, because that is a passion for me. And I'm struggling and trying to figure out a way to do it so that people can relate more to me. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to me just telling them, because I have this background, this is, do you know what I mean? I know, it's just a thought. Like, I feel like that would make you more relatable to me. Like if I didn't know you and I was just, coming across your page. Sort of.
Yeah, no, I'll take a closer look when I'm writing those.
That's good advice. All right.
So, and then my last one is that they are on that clean eating path. That's my niche. It's who I am. Maybe they're a picky eater, because I am a picky eater. I think we've talked about this before. And learning and wanting to learn the ways to just be healthier with nutrition around the issues that they struggle with nutrition.
Have you ever done a live video in the grocery store as you're shopping?
I have not, because
that would go over really well.
I'm super self-conscious about that, right? I have done things, I've only been able to get myself to do things like taking pictures. Like, here I am in the grocery store, here's a picture, and this is what I found, and here's the alternative, and this is why. And so like I'll make the post, but to do a live video in a grocery store, and I saw a guy posting early this week or late last week doing exactly that. I'm like, oh God, I wish I could do that.
That's a good idea. I might have to try that.
You know what I mean? Because you're so educated on using different things. I think people, I can't speak for other people. I would be more likely to watch a video about that than to read a long post about it with just pictures of this product and this product. quite honestly.
Yeah.
I'd rather listen to you talk about it than read
Yes, get out of the pool.
detailed.
If you want out of the pool, get out of the pool. There's a towel right there.
Oh man, that's a story about.
Yeah, and so I mean that's kind of why I decided to start doing here's my pantry. This is what my pantry looks like and why I buy these things. The challenge I face with that at this point is I don't have anything not clean in my pantry, so it's hard to compare, right?
Right.
Do you see my boys screaming?
Yeah.
Hold on. So, yeah, I don't know. Like our grocery stores are so busy here that I feel really weird. Like there's never a quiet moment. And
I have thought about doing it. Like I work in the store, right? But then everybody knows me, and then they're gonna come up and talk and go, "What do you do?" But maybe that's funny. Maybe I should do that.
Dude, that would totally be interesting.
Because you could ask,
like, what are you doing?
Michelle, you could ask people questions about your friend at this grocery store. Like, so tell me.
I should do a bit on the nights when I close the store because it's a bit quiet, or I could go around and see. Like, I could ask people, "What's in your cart? What are you doing with that?"
That would be so cool.
I'll have to let my boss know that, like, I'm not actually like slacking. I'm gonna do it maybe on my coffee or something.
I love it. That's awesome. Good job, everyone. I think everybody picked up something from this. Everybody learned something. Get some ideas.
Absolutely.
All right, good. I am recording this so that Jerry can watch it later, and you guys can go back and watch it if you want to remember some of the things you said or what everybody critiqued. I'll put it up. I didn't put up last week's, but I'll put both weeks up.
Michelle, do you know how Jerry's husband is doing?
He's good. They actually are on their way back from Calgary with their new travel trailer. But he's got an appointment with his cardiologist Friday, so hopefully things are good. Because they're doing a lot of traveling this week.
Good. When Katrina comes,
had a heart attack, Carrie.
what?
Jerry's husband had a heart attack. Did you know that?
Yeah. Another one?
No. Same one, Carrie.
Oh, no, just because you hadn't been on the call for a while. So I was like, if you're wondering why we're asking how her husband is.
Jerry's my success partner, so yeah, I knew.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right, you guys. So I'm going to do a print screen really quick to add to the video. If you guys ever want to look up and smile. No food in the teeth. You ready? 1, 2, 3. I got it. I think I got it. Yeah, I got it. Perfect. And I got Amanda knitting.
Yeah, Amanda, it looks like you got quite far.
Yeah, it's crochet today, but I do knit. But
it's all the same to me. I'm sloppy with that.
It's a little bit. Knitting is with 2 needles. Crochet is just with 1 hook. Just FYI.
I love it. All right, you guys. All right, so what do we want to do? Carrie said she's out next week. You want to take a week off, or you want to keep going next week? It's up to you guys. What do we want to do?
What is the date next week?
The 14th. The 14th is Sean week.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about that, Tina, when you said you like intense workouts. I do not.
I do.
But Sean is not my favorite, so I'm struggling with that one, but I'll still do them.
I love Sean.
I love Sean.
I worked out with him today. I did size this morning.
I didn't
I love that.
Guys, Insanity Max 30.
Yeah, he's awesome. I love him. I'll do anything for him. Anyways, so you guys want to next week is the 14th. It's Flag Day.
No.
Yay!
Not that it matters. And then Wednesday, the 21st, is the following Wednesday. What's the vote?
Well, I won't be here next Wednesday. I will be in Legoland.
Okay.
It doesn't
either.
matter. Just the week of Summit, I'll already be in New Orleans. That's the only
I think we all will be.
thinking of.
Yeah.
I'll be
I
there.
fly out on the 21st. I mean, the 12th. 21st.
You fly on the 21st, you've missed it. All that hard work will be for nothing.
Oh my God.
I think, I get there early on the 12th. Carrie's getting there early on the 12th.
I'm there on the 12th.
Okay.
I'll be there on the 9th.
Is anybody staying after Summit, like longer?
I leave on Monday.
I leave on Monday.
I leave on Sunday.
I'm leaving Monday too.
So I guess we should figure out maybe we can meet for a drink or something, or I don't know. It's busy. I know it's busy.
It is busy, but we could figure out something.
Okay, so back to the meeting. You guys want to meet next week? And if so, what do we want to cover? We want to go into module 3 some? Or?
Videos?
Is that what we've been doing? Module 3 is what we've been doing.
No, 4. Avatar's 4, I think.
Yeah, 4.
Avatar's 4. Is it 3 where you're just building your like page?
Your your ads.
That's your ads.
I think I thought last week we said we're gonna start talking about audiences.
We can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Next week?
Okay.
Because that's still in module 4. There's that whole video, like looking up people's groups they're in and all that.
I remember it. I think he even has a hangout in the old last training.
Yeah.
If Tina, I know you're still trying to get back into it. I don't know if you can find that in module 4 about audiences. I think there's a hangout. I can find it again.
Yeah, no, I can get into it, no problem. It was a time factor for me last night just to realize it was like, oh, we're talking about avatars. I got to do that session.
Oh yeah, no, and I just remember briefly because Michelle and I talked about it, how you can punch in the email address in a certain site, and it shows you a summary of everybody's likes and dislikes and who their friends are and all that, what groups they're in.
Oh, cool.
So if I can find the link for which one it is, I'll send it to you. I'll put it on the expectations or whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very cool. It is.
Low carbs. My brain is fried.
Yeah, there's nothing more depressing to go for me. I went from 9 servings to like 3.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I'm doing beast. I was already warn my husband. I'm like, I might be a little cranky.
Yeah.
Just got figured out how to get 9 carbs in with extra potatoes because I'm loving my potatoes. I'm like, yeah, now I get 3.
3. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
not happy.
So I finally tried that Halo ice cream. Or
Yeah.
not ice cream.
Eh?
I'm like, everyone keeps going on and on about it. I'd rather just not eat ice cream because it's kind of a disappointment.
Is it? I saw that and then I tried to find it and I thought, okay, it must be just an American thing because I can't find it here in Canada.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. You're not missing anything. Dude, just eat an ice cream on a cheap meal. Like, that'll be better.
Totally.
For the $6 it costs for a tiny pint, not worth it.
Wow.
I'm
that's a lot of money.
I'm the same proponent about I'm going to drink Coke. I'm not going to drink Diet Coke. Like if I'm going to have the calories, I'm going to have ice cream. I'm not going to have diet ice cream. Screw that.
Yeah,
it never tastes right.
Taste of Diet Coke to real Coke. Not that I drink Coke anymore, but
yeah.
I actually like the taste of Diet Coke better because it's diet.
Yeah. All right, guys. Everything's down here on my notes. I'll drop everything on the page, and we will see you next Wednesday. Carrie, enjoy Legoland. And
You're in Legoland in Arizona, or are you going to California?
California.
fun.
That's where I'm from. I love California.
All right, everyone. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.